What if I told you, there once lived a monster so terrifying that even the bravest warriors never dared to face her? A single glance at her eyes could turn you into stone. One second you were alive, the next, frozen forever. And yet, a young man, barely more than a boy, accepted the challenge to hunt her down. This is the tale of Perseus and Medusa, a story of impossible odds, divine gifts, and a battle that would echo through eternity. The story begins on the island of Seriphos. Perseus was a son of Zeus, but he was raised as a mortal, brave, strong, but still just a young man. King Polydectes, ruler of the island, feared Perseus. He wanted him gone. So, the king devised a cruel plan. He demanded Perseus bring him the head of Medusa. Everyone in the court gasped. They knew what this meant. No one who had ever looked upon Medusa had lived to tell the tale. She wasn't just a monster. She was a gorgon, cursed by the gods, with writhing snakes for hair and eyes that could kill with a glance. It was a death sentence disguised as a quest. But Perseus, too proud to refuse, agreed. The stage was set, one mortal boy against a nightmare born of the underworld. Perseus knew he could never win alone. And so, the gods intervened. Athena, goddess of wisdom, appeared before him. She offered him a shield of polished bronze, so shiny it was like a mirror. Never look at Medusa directly, she warned. Then came Hermes, swift messenger of the gods, handing over a curved blade sharp enough to cut through stone. He also gave Perseus winged sandals, allowing him to soar through the skies. Finally, Perseus received the helm of darkness, belonging to Hades himself. Whoever wore it became invisible. With these divine gifts, Perseus was no longer just a boy. He was a chosen hero. Still, the journey ahead was deadly. To even find Medusa, Perseus had to face the Greae, three ancient sisters who shared a single eye between them. Imagine three withered crones huddled in the shadows, passing one bloody eyeball back and forth. They alone knew the way to Medusa's lair. Perseus waited in silence, watching them argue over who should hold the eye. And then, quick as lightning, he snatched it from their hands. The sisters screamed, blind and furious. Perseus held the eye hostage, demanding the secret location of the Gorgons. Defeated, the Greae revealed the path. Only then did Perseus return the eye, and vanish into the night with his stolen knowledge. Far across the sea, Perseus reached a land where even the wind seemed afraid to blow. Her cave was surrounded by silent guardians, statues of warriors, their faces twisted in terror. But these were no sculptures. They were Medusa's victims, frozen in the final moment of their lives. The air was thick with the hiss of serpents. Inside, Medusa slept. Her sisters, immortal Gorgons, guarded nearby. This was the moment of truth. Perseus tightened his grip on the mirrored shield. He dared not look at her directly. Step by step, he approached, watching only her reflection. Medusa stirred. The snakes in her hair writhed and hissed, sensing danger. Her eyes snapped open, deadly, glowing, searching. But she saw nothing. Perseus was behind her, silent, invisible under the helm of darkness. Then, swift as lightning, he struck. The blade flashed. A scream shook the cavern. In one stroke, Perseus severed her head. From the blood that spilled onto the earth, a miracle was born. Pegasus, the winged horse, and Chrysaor, a mighty warrior, sprang forth from Medusa's body. Perseus stuffed the head into a magical sack, its deadly power still intact. But his battle was not over. Medusa's sisters shrieked in rage, chasing him with wings of fury. Only with the helm's invisibility and Hermes' sandals did Perseus escape, soaring into the sky with the Gorgon's head in his grasp. Perseus' journey home was just as legendary as his victory. On his way back, he encountered the Princess Andromeda, chained to a rock, offered as sacrifice to a sea monster. With Medusa's head, Perseus turned the beast to stone, saving her life. Finally, he returned to Seriphos, where King Polydectes still ruled. When the tyrant mocked him, Perseus calmly revealed the Gorgon's head. In an instant, the king and all his followers were frozen statues, silent and lifeless. Perseus had done the impossible. He had slain the unslayable, humbled kings, and saved innocents. And in the end, he gifted Medusa's head to Athena, who placed it on her shield, the aegis, a symbol of divine power. So remember this, Perseus was no ordinary hero. He was a mortal who faced death itself, armed not with brute force, but with courage, cunning, and the favor of the gods.